Hey guys, today we're taking a look at a couple of new products that are available at Sephora because the Sephora sale is coming up soon in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to try some things that might be worth purchasing so I can give my recommendations, or you can decide for yourself if there's something that you're interested in. Let's talk about what we have. We have two things. We have this eyeshadow palette from Rose Inc. It looks just like her blushes. I got the color story that it's khaki and gold. And I dropped this, you guys. Totally my fault. And it broke. So I did shoot this video yesterday. But the light was horrible, and then that makes me a little weird, and I thought I just can't even edit this to make it normal. But this is what it looks like. Totally, I dropped this. My fault. Now this is a cream, which surprised me. So again, I'm glad I'm shooting it again because that threw me off. Looks like this. And I'm going to move you in a little bit. And see, there's a little bit of a gold reflective quality to this. It's not a flat matte color. And the gold color, which is really lovely, but I feel that, well, I might not have completely cleaned my finger off. I feel that it's a topper, really. I did this with a brush yesterday thinking, that's gonna work for me, but I don't think so. But before we get into that, I also have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying face palette. Do you ever feel that Charlotte Tilbury is retro in her advertising? Doesn't that sound like an old magazine ad from the 1940s, something that your grandmother kept for some reason? And you're looking through it, and it's the black and white sketches. Beautifying face palette. Make yourself beautiful so your husband doesn't divorce you. That's kind of what it reminds me of. This is the color palette that I got. It comes in two colorways. This is the more light one, and let's open that. Looks like this. So it's kind of like an abalone thing that is very pretty. And it also has these diamonds, harlequins. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's very reminiscent to me of Gucci. Although one could say, well, it's just this. It reminds me, if you can see it, really Gucci-esque. And you open it up, and there's two colorways for this. So we have something that might be perceived as more daily, and that highlighter. And then we have something more vibrant, and a pinker highlighter. I did shoot this yesterday. I was very surprised with what happened. I wasn't going to buy this initially, you guys, because Charlotte Tilbury face palettes generally don't work for me. So this is the top blush right here. I find that things that look pink, be it her eyeshadows or her blushes, on my skin, they pull warm, and I am not the only person who feels this way. And there's the highlighter. I didn't think I did a very good swatch on that. Here it is. Here's the highlighter. It's on top of the bone, so it's kind of hard to see. And that is kind of golden, while in here it looks like champagne, swatched a little bit different. And this blush color, much more vibrant. And this highlighter. So when I swatch this highlighter, I think maybe it's not too pink for me. This might work. And I had accidentally swatched this on top of this the other day. It was actually quite pretty. So we're going to start with the eyes. I have already put on my foundation, and I put a little foundation under my eyes, but we will do concealer, and I will list what I'm wearing down below. And I'm going to take this with the finger, and I'm going to bring this mirror in because I want to kind of pull my lid taut a little bit and buff this in. It's so much nicer with a finger than it is with a brush. With a brush, it was kind of a fail, but with the finger, just buffing it in, it's kind of fantastic and really super fast. It's also a very dark color, and I thought, I really don't know if this is going to work for a daily look, but I put this on yesterday, and I went to Target, and I went to CVS, and I didn't feel self-conscious. What I also really like about it is there's only 2 shades. It's not going to overwhelm you. They do have other color stories, but this is the color story that was interesting to me, and now I'm going to go in with the gold. The gold is powder. And I suppose the idea is to put this on top of the green. But I kind of like it like this, because that green already has a little bit of gold in it. I just have to be careful not to fat finger. Ooh, pretty. I did get a little bit under here. You might want to do that on purpose if you're going out for evening, but it's a very fast kind of look. Much better with fingers than it is with brush. You just kind of really burnish it into the skin, and it's great. I want to put on my concealer and clean it up just a little bit, because concealer, you know, is important, especially when you're working with colors that are dark like this and are reminiscent of under eye circles. And I'm going to put a little bit in my inner corner. I showed you this the other day in another video, and I just want to put it right in here because of the darkness of the shadow. I think I'm just going through a green thing, you guys, because when I got it, I thought, I just did the Dior, and I love this Dior. This one is just less variety, but also not overwhelming. Voila, now I'm going to do my mascara. I'm going to powder my face before we go in with the palette, and we'll be back in a smash. Why do I always say smash? Flash. Now I'm going to do both cheeks in the same color, and we'll put on some more foundation. I just feel that it's easier to really get an idea of what's going on. This shade looks like it's a muted nudie pink, but when I tried it yesterday, when it was super cloudy, it actually pulled warm. Shocker. So let's see what happens. These brushes are both squirrel. And see how this little bit of sheen is coming. So these appear to be matte. It's not like there's sparkle or anything else going on in here, but I think I just put some sheen back into my face, and I like that because it's not 100% matte, but it's not shiny. It doesn't have reflective little specks in it. And that's part of the reason why I didn't want to get this, as well as the fact that she pulls warm on me. The last one I got like this had little bits of glitter in the highlight, and I can't do that. And I saw somebody had said that those fall away, that that's just an overspray, but it didn't fall away for me. I tried it several times. So, kind of looking pinky, nudie, right? Let's see. Okay. All right, I like it, I like it. So let's try the highlighter. Now when I did this yesterday, I was looking in the mirror thinking, I can't see it, I can't see it, I can't see it, and then boom, way too much. And I don't like something way too much. If you like a really strong highlighter, Charlotte Tilbury is going to do it for you. My favorite highlighter is from Charlotte Tilbury, but it's the Spotlight. It's the one in the squeezy tube. And that is a product that you can really control, where powder product's a little bit harder to control, which is why I'm using an eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to do my very best to kind of control what's going on. Like this would be it. It probably doesn't look like anything in here, but when I went in the other room yesterday, it was like, yeah, no, I had to go over it with a beauty blender. I like something super subtle. I just do. I watched a Tati video today, just for old time's sakes, you know, and it was like, too much. But for those of you who like a lot, let's keep on going. This is really a beautiful texture in that there's absolutely no shimmers or weirdness in here at all. So it's really about, what do you think of that color? Now I put on enough to see that goldness, which is a little surprising because it looks champagne. I'm not sure if you're going to see it, but it makes sense because I do think this is in fact warm. So of course you would put something a little gold with it. Okay, I see it on this side. I always see my highlighters better on this side than I do on this side, and I think it's lovely. It's not too much, but you can build it up to be too much if you wanted to. And now I'm just going to put a little something on my lips. All right, and this is the final look with the first two rows right here, which are a teeny bit warm, but honestly not too warm. I have often found I put on something I think is pink from her, and it pulls more rust, you know, orange rather than peach. And this one, I don't know, it seems to be kind of solidly in the middle. It's not too peachy, but I don't think it's too cool. And remember too that I do have a lot of pinkness in my cheeks, and while I did try to put enough foundation on to cover that, maybe some of that pinkness is coming through, but I don't think so. Now I'm going to put on a little bit more foundation, and we're going to do here. Okay, I put on some more foundation. It's, you know, a lot of makeup, let me just say. And we're going to go in with this. This can be very, very, very bright. Let me just swatch it for you again. I mean, check that out. Bright. But with the right hand, I think it's workable, and that's what I'm going to try to do. Another one, this is another squirrel. This one is Hakuhodo, and the other one is not so cute. And they're both listed down below all the time. They're always listed there. Really light hand. It's like I'm moving, and then I touch the skin. There we go. See? And now a sheen is coming back to the face too. It can be done. And then if you have darker skin, if you are solid medium, you don't have to be so ginger with your application with this one. And the other color, I think if you're medium, can work as well. It would be more like a natural blush color on you. But I feel that this could work with the right hand for people who are not the very, very lightest, but pretty light to solid medium. I really like it this way. Now the highlighter. Clean this off and we're going in. And this one, there's something really pretty about it. I see the pink and I see the rose and the gold. It actually kind of, we all hear rose gold all the time, but this color just looks really like a rose gold. I know that's kind of a no-duh thing, but there's something about it that I kind of like. And I usually don't like these colors that have more of a rose tone in them. But this is a balance between cool and warm. Maybe that's why I do. But let's see if I like it today. Okay, just a little bit. I want to keep on going. And for me personally, it might be a little too much, so I might go over it with a beauty blender to tone it down just a little bit. There we go. I might have got too much on that because it's always hard on this side. I'm going to take my finger and put some here. I like this color too. I'm very surprised. Now, both of these highlighters have so much gold in them that they'll never look like, oh, your skin is glowing. Do you know what I mean? They look like highlighters, and I prefer highlighter that, I can't really explain it, but looks more like your skin looks amazing as opposed to, oh, that's, you know, nice makeup. And it has to do with the color, and both of these colors have a lot of gold in them, and I think that's why they look more makeup-y to me, because I don't know any people who actually have gold skin. But I like this one too. Oh, you know what I want to do? I mean, I didn't put anything on my eyes. I didn't do concealer before I went on with the eyeshadow because the eyeshadow's cream and I thought it might make a mess. But I have, you know, my natural redness here, and I don't actually mind it. So I'm just going to go in with this blush and do a little blushing of the hood. Ta-da! So what do I think, you guys? I think I really like this, and I'm very, very surprised because I usually don't. There are some things that Charlotte Tilbury does that she does so, so well, and I love. And then there are other things that it's not just meh, it's hell to the no. And these kind of things have been hell to the no for me, but I really like this. If you're around my skin tone and you don't like to be too warm in your blush, this might be something that you really like. I do, and I think I would actually wear these highlighters from time to time, but they wouldn't be my go-to highlighters. Although they might look very nice on the eyes, or inner corner highlight, or something like that. As for this, again, I dropped this. I dropped it, it just dropped out of my hand and landed flat. How could I not? I drop things in every video. I really like this, you guys. I think if you are somebody who wants to have a makeup look, wants to look pretty, isn't going for something natural, this is a fun palette, and they do have other colors. But it's also super easy because you don't need any brushes at all. Just look how pretty that is. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see how you can build this up and go a little more dramatic. It's easy to do, and it's uncomplicated in that it's just 2 shades. And now this is a little bit more of an evening look. Day, evening. All I did was add a little bit and went a little higher than I did with this one. I feel like I have mascara under my eyes. Not a good thing because I'm testing a mascara. But yeah, a little bit bigger, a little bit more evening, but it's not too much. But that green color just has so much interest because there's a little bit of gold in there, and there might be something else as well, but it's not a lot. I don't know what is down here. Look at that cheek. See that reflection there? I really like both of them, actually. So that is going to wrap up today's video, you guys. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.
Lucy! Let's go! Let's go! What? Let's go! Let's go!